Hi guys, welcome to video number 160. This video is on loci construction problems. Now if you haven't watched the last video, loci constructions, please go back and watch that one. You will need to know how to do all of those things for this particular video. Alright, the keywords I've got for you are loci construction, perpendicular, bisector and equidistant, all explained in that last video. And the method states just use the appropriate loci construction to according to the set of conditions that have been given in the problem. That requires you to go and watch that video, right? Understanding what that method is, because you'll see what I'm doing in that video and you'll be able to apply it here. So in question number 1 on the diagram, we've got to shade the region that is two things. All right, it's got to be both of these things, less than 4 centimeters from D, and it's got to be closer to AB than to BC. All right, so I'm going to deal with one thing at a time. Now the first thing, right, is a loci round a point, because D is a point, all right? And what we need to do is set our compass to, or our pair of compasses, to 4 centimeters, all right? And what we're going to draw is the loci of points that are exactly 4 centimeters from D at all times, all right? And that's that. That's that part circle there, that quarter of a circle there, all right? Now, what I need to do for the second one is an angle bisector, because I know that AB and BC are straight lines, all right? And I need to find an equal distance between those two straight lines, right? So I need to split them in half, bisect them, right? And the way we're going to do that, I'm going to flip that around. B is the point that's in common between these two lines. So we're going to go from point B there, all right? I'm going to draw an arc over that line, and I want to draw an arc over the other line as well, the line AB and BC. Okay, so oops, some large line there, doesn't matter, right, really what size that arc is, because we're just using it as a point to go from. Okay, so I'm going to draw another arc in the middle there. All right, move this, flip the compass round, so I'm going to draw an arc from the other side, and there's my point of intersection between the two arcs. And I'll just put a little blob in the middle where I'm talking about here. That's the point of intersection, because there's a few that shouldn't really be there, right? And then I'm going to draw a line that goes from B through that point, but carry on until I get to the edge of the diagram. Okay, now what that line has done is told me that this has been split, or this angle ABC has been split exactly into two even pieces. All right, this angle's the same as this one, and I need to be closer to AB, this line, than this line. So I'm everything this side of this line. All right. Now, less than 4 centimeters from D is everything inside that part circle. So the bit that I need to shade in, if I get the right tool up, I'll be able to shade it in, is this bit here. Anything inside the circle that is this side of the line. Okay. And you get your pencil and you do that and you shade it in as neatly as you can, but don't spend forever doing it. Doesn't have to look beautiful. All right, just go, cross hatching, whatever you want to do with it, or label it R. Sometimes they ask you to label it R for region. Okay, and that's the bit that satisfies both of those conditions that we're given within the question. All right, and a lot of people struggle with it, but I like it. I think it's a nice topic. Okay, let's have a look at this more contextual example in number 2, and I can only fit 2 questions in because they're quite large to draw these things. It would be too small if I was trying to do three questions. I don't really need to either. Okay, because this is as far as it goes really. I've included as much as I can in this one. Be worth probably 6 marks. So a park is due to have a new roundabout installed, and it needs to be 3 things. And then what they've done, or what I've done, but what they do in exam papers, is they split it into these bullet points, all right? 3 things. And these are all going to be different loci constructions that you need to do, all right, to be able to figure out this region in the problem. So it's got to be at least 5 meters from the slide, which is a point. It's got to be within 4 and 8 meters of the fence, which is a straight line. And it's got to be closer to the swings than to the seesaw. Okay, and then we've got to shade the region where it could go. Now, this is going to get messy. It's going to look messy, all right? But we need these construction lines in there, okay? So I'm going to set my compass, first of all, for the first one, at least 5 meters from the slide. Oh, and I should mention actually that there is a scale to this, which I have left off. So I'll just write that scale down in the bottom corner, 1 centimeter equals 1 meter. All right, and then we can work with this. Otherwise, we wouldn't know what scale we were doing it to. All right, so that would be stated in an exam question for sure. So let's use that scale. So set your compass point there on 0. Set it to 5 centimeters. Right, that's representing 5 meters in reality. Can't quite get exact, but there we go. And then what I will do, and there's a room for error here on my computer, but try and be as accurate as you can in reality on paper. All right, so I'm going to go and draw a loci round a point for the slide. So it's going to go all the way around here, and I'm not going to go outside the edges of the park because I don't need to, and it starts to look messy if you do. All right, so there you go, 5 meters from the slide, at least 5 meters from the slide. So everything outside of that arc at the moment is what we're interested in, but we need to satisfy these 2 other conditions that have been given to us as well. So it's got to be within 4 and 8 meters of the fence. All right, so 4 meters is there, 8 meters is there. All right, first of all, I'm going to do the points at the end. So I'm going to set my compass to 4 meters, and I'm going to draw an arc at either end. Okay, so I'm going to go arc there, just a little bit further. Okay, flip it round, see if I can draw a nice neat arc there. Okay, and I could carry on there and draw the arc outside the box, but don't need to. And then do the same on the other end. All right, so semicircle effectively at that end, and then round that way, like that. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll just get the straight line drawing tool. In fact, yes, I will do that. And I'll just join that end of the semicircle that I've drawn there to this end here, and this one here to this one here. And what you should see is that that blue line, it's not blue for a reason by the way, is 4 centimeters from the fence all times on both sides. And yes, it is. All right, it's good enough for me on the computer, but that's just very slightly to the right. I'd want it to be just to be lined up with the red just a little bit better than that. All right. Anyway, we need to do that again, but for 8 centimeters. So let's go to 8 centimeters there and set it across to 8 centimeters. Same thing, arc there. Arc there. Arc through the scale that I drew. That. Arc there. Oops, gone a little bit far, but it doesn't matter. And then get the straight line drawing tool, just line that up there, that point to there. Okay, and then that point to there. All right, so that kind of, if you imagine that to be going all the way around there, I want to be within these lines. All right, so these red arcs that go around here, imagine they went all the way around here, and then these blue lines here, I want to be within that bit there. All right, at all times. I also want to be outside of that loci that I've drawn there. Okay, so at the moment it's this bit, right, and this bit that are satisfying the loci, the conditions of the question here. But we also need to satisfy this last condition. Right, now loci around a point, loci around a line, done twice, and now we need to do closer to the swings and the seesaw. So the swings are a point and the seesaw is a point. So I'm going to join those 2 points together and with a straight line. This one is the perpendicular bisector that we need to do. We need to do a perpendicular bisector of between these 2 points, because we need to find an equal distance between them. All right, and that is the perpendicular bisector does that for us. So the way we do one of those is we set the compass to most definitely over halfway along the line. So that's about halfway. So let's go over halfway there. And then either side of that line, we're going to draw some arcs. Okay, so there's an arc there. Keep it exactly the same size as you're doing it. There's an arc there. All right. So I'm going to flip that round, pop it on the other end of the line, draw an arc down here and another arc up here. So the arcs cross, they intersect one another. Move that out the way, move that out the way. Get my ruler tool back in. Right, now I'm going to join these points up. So that point of intersection between the arcs goes through the blue line that I drew that joined the swings and the seesaw together, and I'm going to carry on drawing through here. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me. Now I've got to be closer to the swings and the seesaw. So seesaw is everything on this side here, right? Now this little bit down here, that's interesting. We can have that bit, right? But everything else is what I was mentioning before. I'll shade the region in that satisfies this now, all right? Because I've done those four different things really within the 3 different bullet points, right? So I could be in this region with the roundabout. It could go there, anywhere in that space, all right? And it could go down, right down in this little bit here, all right? We could pop the roundabout down there, all right? That is somewhere where it could go, all right? Depends on the size of the roundabout, doesn't it? All right, but there you go. That would be used to find out the answer to this problem, all right? Just shade it in a little bit more, just to give you a very good idea of that's exactly where it could go, right? Satisfied all of those 3 different conditions using our loci constructions. So hopefully it's all made sense to you. I know it's a time-consuming process, but it's all about practice, isn't it? Get yourself a pair of compasses, protractor, pencil, rulers, get all your mathematical equipment and do it. Give it a go. All right, thanks for watching this one. Hopefully I'll see you again in another one. Bye-bye.